Welcome everybody to Peter White Public Library and to Bluesday Tuesday. My name is Marty Ackett, and I'm the Adult Programming Coordinator here. And I want to thank the Market Area Blues Society for sponsoring these events and bringing these great musicians here every month. So fantastic. I also have to thank the Friends of Peter White Public Library. If you're watching on YouTube, they purchased all the equipment so that we can do this. So they're always so supportive of everything that we do here. I'm going to make you aware of a couple things that are upcoming next week. If you're into crafting, we have a felting workshop on Monday night. I'm craft challenged. I just watch. I don't do anything like that. So, but it's really fantastic. She's a great artist. Next Tuesday, we have our monthly astronomy program on Zoom, which is really fantastic. Scott Stoblar from the Marquette Astronomical Society gives us a tour of the March skies in the UP. Next Wednesday, we have a real special program, Northwards in Music, where we have B.G. Bradley, who was the 2022 Marquette Art Award winner for Writer of the Year, and also Stephen Hooper. We've got Barb Reinier, and it's going to be a great time. If you want to get into a little bit of celebration of St. Patrick's Day early, you can come to that. And then next Friday, we have our docu-cinema, which is going to be a documentary in honor of Women's History Month, and it's called She's Beautiful When She's Angry, which is sort of an account of the women's rights movements from the 1960s to the present. Next month also, if you're looking for music, we're going to have the Knockabouts here doing a concert on the 20th. Yes, the 20th at 7 p.m. here in the community room. And then next month for the Bluesday Tuesday, we have the Flat Broke Blues Band who's going to be here performing. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to these guys because that's who you really came here to listen to. So, please give a warm welcome to Harp, Hart, and Bones.
Thank you. Grind, I ain't going down that big road by myself. Can't you hear me talking, birdie mama saying, ain't going down that big road by myself. If I can't carry you, I'm gonna carry somebody else. What make you do me like you do? Can't you hear me talking, birdie mama saying, what makes you do me like you do? Look like you're gonna do me like you've done some others do. Take a poor boy money now, sure enough won't take mine. Can't you hear me talking, pretty mama? Take a poor boy money now, sure enough won't take mine. You take a poor boy money now, sure enough won't take mine. You know the sun's gonna shine on my back door someday. Can't you hear me talking, birdie mama saying the sun's gonna shine on my back door someday. You know the wind's gonna change, gonna blow my blues away. Round, I ain't going down that big road by myself. Can't you hear me talking pretty mama saying, ain't going down that big road by myself. If I can't carry you, ain't gonna carry nobody else. If I can't carry you, I'll carry somebody else. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'm not getting any,
What you need?
there's no resonance in,
Guitar or vocals?
you got a little, can you put a little reverb on the vocal?
Oh,
Just a
sure.
little bit. We're Harp, Hart, and Bones. The Bones Band, Randy Seppel is down in Mississippi right now, won't be back until May, so Dave Aho's sitting in for us there. This is Fast Eddie, the harp part of Hart, Hart, and Bones, and I'm Harp, Hart, and Bones, and I'm Bill Hart, the middle part. Thank you. We got to get out of this Mississippi tuning. Now, we usually do themes on these sorts of programs, and this time, you know, there have been people who said that, you know, I've heard blues musicians say that, that all blues music is really about difficulties between men and women, or couples, or whatever you like. And in a way, you know, in a way, I could see that, but it's not really true. There's blues and its offshoots are pretty varied in terms of themes. But we thought we'd do but there is a sense in which a lot of blues, a lot of country blues especially, is about love or the lack of it, you know. And about three themes really. One is love, the other is the lack of it, and the final one is something like a anything goes theme, you know, that comes up in some of the early blues tunes. But we're just talking about one little black music form, not necessarily, nothing about, you know, the culture at large. This is about, we're doing here that comes out of Memphis. And you can tell me where it fits on the spectrum. All these songs we picked out are part of those themes. This was recorded by Big Jim Jackson in 1929. Well, I was first on Main Street, head down Beale, looking for a woman they called Lucille. When she moved to Kansas City, showed your bone. When she moved to Kansas City, showed your bone. She done moved, baby, honey, where they don't like you. I left her on Beale Street, head down Vance, looking for a woman they called Lizzie Mance. Where they moved to Kansas City, shows you born. When she moved to Kansas City, shows you born. When she moved, baby, honey, where they don't like you. you in Tennessee. These women in this town just hates all over me. Gonna move to Kansas City. Georgia born, gonna move to Kansas City. Georgia born, gonna move, baby. Honey, where they don't like you. You don't like my peach, you don't shake my tree. I ain't after your woman, man, she's after me. We gonna move to Kansas City. Georgia born, gonna move to Kansas City. Georgia born, gonna move, baby. Honey, where they don't like you. Tell us about it, Well, I'ma tell all you people what you shouldn't do. You don't love nobody like you say they love you. Some call you honey, might call you pie, but they like to keep a loose one on the side. Move to Kansas City. Georgia born, well they move to Kansas City. Georgia born, well they move, baby. Honey, well they don't like you. Well they move to Kansas City. Honey, well they don't like you. That's the very first version of Kansas City Blues. Again, Big Jim Jackson, who was kind of in competition in Memphis in the late 20s against the Memphis Jug Band, which was the hottest band around at the time in Memphis. We're going to do one here that's on a theme that's in the, let's see, it's in the National Blues Hall of Fame. National Blues Hall of Fame has people, places, and some records in it. They choose important titles to the history of blues. And this one came from a piano player who spent a while in Detroit. He actually did a lot of playing in Detroit. His name was Big Maceo Merriweather. This song's called Worried Life Blues. And again, a Hall of Fame tune. This has probably been recorded, well, as much as any record out there, you know, any blues record out there. Lordy, Lord, Lordy, Lord. It hurts so bad for us to part, but someday, baby, I ain't gonna worry my life anymore. So many nights since you've been gone, well, I've had trouble leaving my life alone. But someday, baby, I ain't gonna worry my life anymore. You're on my mind, most any place I go. How much I love you, heaven only knows. But someday, baby, I ain't gonna worry my life. my story. That's all I gotta say to you. Goodbye, baby. I don't care what you do. Someday, baby, ain't gonna worry my life anymore. Someday, baby, ain't gonna worry my life anymore. All right, thank you. Okay. Going right down the chitlin bucket on this one. This is a song by Muddy Waters. Said if the one you love don't treat you right sometimes, if the one you love don't treat you right sometimes, well, that's the stuff you got to watch, because your gal could be mine. Well, if the one you love, she stays out all night long, if the one you love stays out all night long, well, that's the stuff you got to watch, because she could be doing you wrong. I give my hat, then my coat, 'cause I come to find that she don't love me anymore. That's the stuff you got to watch, the stuff you got to watch. Well, that's the stuff you got to watch if you wanna keep your gal. Well, if you love that woman, no need to make a change. Or if you love that man, no need to make a change. Well, that's the stuff you got to watch, because it's pretty much all the same. They take your dope, drink all your gin, cry and say I'm sorry, but they do it all again. That's the stuff you got to watch, the stuff you got to watch. That's the stuff you got to watch if you wanna keep your gal. Well, that's the stuff you got to watch if you wanna keep your gal. Thank you. Yeah. That felt good. It takes a minute to settle down when you're up here. So, always has. We're going to do one now by Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson was from Hazelhurst, Mississippi, and made all his recordings in 1936 and 37. There were only 29 of them, and some outtakes on those. So, it's a pretty small repertoire, but there are a couple of really great songs that you might say on like love songs. But there's always a little irony in, sometimes in some of these blues songs. And it's definitely a love song, but it's kind of one-sided, an old theme. This is called Kind-Hearted Woman Blues. Got a kind-hearted woman, do anything in the world for me. Got a kind-hearted woman, do anything in the world for me. Them evil-hearted women, man, they just won't let me be. I love my baby. My baby don't love me. I love my baby. My baby don't love me. But I really love that woman, man. Can't stand to leave her be. Ain't but one thing make Mr. Johnson drink. The way you treat me, baby, and I begin to think, whoa, baby, my life just ain't the same. You know it breaks my heart when you call me Mr. So-and-so's name. Got a kind-hearted woman, studies evil all the time. Got a kind-hearted woman, studies evil all the time. You know she'd just as soon kill me as to have it on her mind. Yeah. Can I get, I want to try this just with a mic. Without
Guitar?
Yep. We're doing a little experiment here using a built-in pickup on this resonator guitar and a condenser mic. So we're going to try it this time without the pickup. This is a song by another one of those competing jug bands around the Memphis area in the late 20s. This one was Ace Cannon and the Ace Cannon Jug Stompers. He also played with the Memphis Jug Band and made his own recordings, but Ace Cannon was the guy who wrote Walk Right In, Sit Right Down, Honey Let Your Mind Roll On. Anybody remember that song? But it was actually a pop hit once during the folk era. And this is one of those sad love songs. Germantown, it references Germantown, which is a town near Memphis. I've gone to German. be back some old day, going to German. I'll be back some old day, I'm going to German. I'll be back some old day. Please tell me, mama, what more can I do? Tell me, mama, what more can I do? Done all I can be, can't get along with you. Stop knocking on my door, go with my window. Stop knocking on my door. Found a new love, I don't need you no more. When you's in trouble, work to pay off. I work to pay your fine. When you's in trouble, I work to pay your fine. Now I'm in trouble, you don't pay me no mind. Going to German, I'll be back some old day. Going to German, I'll be back some old day. I'm going to German, I'll be back some old day. Thank you. How'd the guitar sound without that pickup going through it? I was getting some noise out of the pickup that was confusing me, so.
Sound more like a banjo.
Now I'm easy to confuse, huh? We're doing a Frankie Lee Sims tune. Frankie Lee Sims was a Memphis player who was right there on the edge of the end of country blues and the beginnings of R&B and rock and roll and that sort of thing. He had a really unusual sound. And he must have had some roots in New Orleans, because I've heard songs referencing him from there and stuff like that. So this is one of those, there's a theme that goes through a lot of the old country blues, or where people exaggerate their romantic prowess, let's put it that way. And that's this is one of those songs. There were a lot of them. They were just common, sort of funny things. That's it. My Sunday won't bring the daily news. My Monday won't buy stockings and shoes. Don't let my good cow catch you here. Ain't no telling poor little Lucy may do. My Tuesday won't come a pocket change. My Wednesday won't lie, do the same. Don't let my good cow catch you here. Ain't no telling poor little Lucy may do. My Thursday won't knock upon my door. My Friday one boy is trying to go. Don't let my good cow catch you here. Ain't no telling poor little Lucy may do. My Saturday woman totes a Gatling gun. Cut you if you stand, shoot you if you run. Don't let mine, they'll catch you here. Ain't no telling. Oh, little Lucy May. She left on Christmas, come back that afternoon. Next time I see a boy, it's the 19th of June. Don't let mine, they can't catch you here. Ain't no telling. Oh, little Lucy May. Goodbye, little woman. You call and gone. You might be franking, baby. Think you won't stay long. Don't let mine, maybe I'll catch you here. Ain't no telling. Oh, little Lucy May. Ain't no telling. Oh, little Lucy May do. Thank you. Interesting song. I don't think there was ever a song like that before Frankie Lee came along. It's just kind of eccentric and interesting. That little period between country blues and rock. People are trying to figure it out. That was one of the specialty recordings, and the specialty was a label that had Little Richard, so pretty soon you're going to see where the direction went from there. But what's interesting to me about this song, something Eddie picked out on it when we were thinking about playing it, it mentions Christmas twice in here. You may not notice right away. She left one Christmas, coming back that afternoon. Next time I see her, it's the 19th of June. Everybody know what 19th of June is? Juneteenth. That's Juneteenth. That's the Black Christmas celebration. So, first time I'd ever seen a reference to that, and that was back in 1953. So, it goes back. We're due one by Sonny Boy Williamson. Sonny Boy Williamson II, his name was Rice Miller. There had been a Sonny Boy Williamson in the 1930s that had been played with bigger bands. This guy, Sonny Boy Williamson II, Rice Miller, Alec Miller was his real name, but he got himself a radio show on KFFA in Helena, Arkansas, that shot out pretty widely, you know, and signal got out there. And it was called King Biscuit Flour Hour. King Biscuit was the name of a flour company that sponsored the show, and it became a huge hit and still remembered. And if you go to Helena there, it wasn't open when we were there, but there's a sort of a museum built around KFFA, the old one, and I think there's still a KFFA, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think it's upstairs anyway. There's not much to Helena, Arkansas, except one big coliseum in that place. Maybe one main street. Anyway, this is one from Sonny Boy Williamson that kind of fits the theme, especially where we live. This is called 9 Below Zero.
Ain't that a pity? Ain't that a low down shame? Ain't that a pity? Ain't that a low down shame? She waited till it's 9 below zero, then she put me down for another man. 9 below zero, and that little girl put me down. 9 below Z. That little girl done left me for dead. Now I got no place to go. The cold ground is my bed. She wouldn't cook, no. She was a wino. That girl would not cook, no. She was a wino. Now it's 9 below zero and she clicked a lock on the door. 9 below zero, that little girl put me down. 9 below zero, and that fool put me down. Now I got no place to go. I'm sleeping out on the ground. That cold frozen ground. Oh.
You didn't tell me we had a break in there, so I came in a little late. We do a song here from a great harmonica player, actually, from Louisiana. I think he was part of that Baton Rouge group. His name is Lazy Lester, and he was 80-something years old when he played in Clarksdale at the at Deke's Mississippi Saxophone Festival, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of years ago. October. And there were all kinds of great harmonica players there that year, and it was kind of special to have him there. Anyway, this is Lazy Lester and Louisiana Slim and all those guys in Louisiana were always interested in having a hit record because, you know, New Orleans had provided so many great hit records through the 1950s and everything. So this one has a kind of a pop sound to it. It's called, it's called Sugar Coated Love. I think he might have to turn in his country blues badge after he recorded this one. Ought to see my baby. Knows that girl so fine. Love me in the morning, she loves me in the night. She always on my mind. She got sugar coated love. Sugar coated love. She the real gone baby, now don't mean baby she mine. Well, I don't have to worry about money. go pick any other. Pick anyone that you. I'm sticking with this little darling of mine. 'Cause she got what I can use. She got sugar-coated love. Sugar-coated love. She's a real gone baby, I know me, baby, she's mine. You know you got to go to sugar-coated love, 'cause it's the best kind of loving they got. Kind of love will make the old feel young and make the North Pole burning hot. You got sugar-coated love. Sugar-coated love. Well, it's a real gone baby, don't mean maybe she's mine. But she's a real gone baby, don't mean maybe she's mine. Thank you. All right. Sugar-coated love. So, just a kind of a check here. How do you like the way the guitar sounds after I took the pickup off? Sound a little better, I think, a little clearer.
I paid $50 for that box. Now we're not even using it.
We'll use it. This is there's a guy from Marksville, Louisiana, whose name was Marion Walter Jacobs, who quit school when he was 12 years old. And started dancing in front of groups and stuff for tips, just to make money. Eventually learned how to play guitar and harmonica, and he became an absolute master at the harmonica. Traveled around, did a little bit of recording, and ended up in the 1940s in Chicago and joined the Muddy Waters Band, and that was the first real electric blues band with Little Walter on it. And he played the harmonica through a guitar amplifier, which gave some distortion that no one had ever used on harmonica before. And he became, you know, he just sort of set the bar where people are still trying to get there. So Eddie knows a lot of Little Walter stuff. So we're gonna get a real treat here. This is a song called Tell Me Mama. I think Little Walter recorded this about 1958. Won't you tell me, Mama, that why Won't you tell me, Mama, that why I love whiskey can I had in his hand and my overcoat too. Won't you tell me, mama, who's that wild little girl? Yeah, when I come in, who's going out the back door? I said when I come in, who's going out the back door?
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you. Tell me, mama, Little Walter. I'm going to check my tuning on this one because this one's actually pretty, I think. Robert Johnson wrote a song called Traveling Riverside Blues where he just follows the Mississippi down some towns that, all along the route and goes all the way to Louisiana. And it's got some, fills in a little bit. But the basic idea of the song is just all these little towns along the way. And it mentions one, Friars Point, which was the birthplace of Conway Twitty, if you're a country fan. And I've been lost in Friars Point a couple times. But not the way he gets lost. This is called If You're... I learned this song from Tom Rush. It's not from Robert Johnson, so I didn't know better until I heard his version. This is the one I learned, though. This is called If Your Man Gets Busted. Well, if your man gets busted, I want you to have your fun. If your man gets busted, baby, I want you to have your fun. Going down to Friars Point, mama, barrel house all night long. Well, I got women down in Vicksburg, lean on Tennessee. I got women down in Vicksburg, lean on Tennessee. But my Friars Point riding now hops all over me. All right, Andy. Well, I might go down to Rosedale, my rider by my side. I might go down to Rosedale, rider by my side. We can barrel house, baby, on the riverside. I might get my breakfast here, press on to New Orleans. I might get my breakfast here, or just press on to New Orleans. Don't know when I'll be coming late. No use to wait for me. Fast Eddie. If that banker come around, do what you gotta do. And if that banker come around, do what you gotta do. 'Cause if I end up in jail, baby, who's gonna take care of you? If your man gets busted, I want you to have your fun. And if your man gets busted, babe, I want you to have your fun. Going down to Friars Point, mama, Van House all night long. If your man gets busted. We have another one here from Big Jim Jackson, but this is an interesting one because the Memphis Jug Band also cut it. Their records are a couple of weeks apart, I think, on this one. They must have heard Jim Jackson do it and then jumped on it. I guess it must have sounded like a hit in Memphis anyway. This was recorded by a lot of people. Lovin' Spoonful. Anybody remember the Lovin' Spoonful? 60s? This song was recorded in 1928, but the Lovin' Spoonful recorded sometime in the 60s. And can you think of any other recordings of it?
No, I just know the Spoonful.
Yeah. I think everybody remembers that Spoonful version. I think there might have been Queskin. Jim Queskin Jug Band did this from the 60s too. They were a great band. This is called Wild About My Lovin'. Hello, Central, who's on that line? I wanna talk to that highbrow mind, 'cause I'm wild about my love. I like to have my fun. You wanna be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. Well, I ain't no fireman, no fireman's son, but I'll keep you warm until the fireman men round here won't let me see no peace, 'cause I'm wild about my love. I like to have my fun. You wanna be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. You know I locked up for murder, first degree. A judge wife called the judge, said let that man go free. Lord, I'm wild about my love. I like to have my fun. You wanna be a lover of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. We see it. Whoa, operator, who's on that line? Take me to my baby, 3099. Lord, I'm wild about my love. I like to have my fun. You wanna be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. So hey now people, listen to my song. I'm going down to Memphis and it won't be long. I'm wild about my love. I like to have my fun. You wanna be a girl of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. Woman of mine, you got to bring it with you when you come. Thank you. This, this is, I consider all these songs like equal opportunity, If the women who really began the blues movement, with first recording in 1920, Mabel Smith, her name, Mamie Smith was her name. She sold 2 million copies. That just nobody could believe it, Because here was somebody singing blues on a record, and it just never been done that well. So she started a whole movement, and then for the next, about the next 8 years or so, women just dominated the blues. And a lot of if you think some of these songs are a little rough around the edges, you should hear some of the ones that they did. Especially Carla Smith and Bessie Smith, everybody knows, and some of the other, Ida Cox and some of the great players. But I just want to tell you that in terms of the blues anyway, the women gave as good as they got in all these songs. They were quite capable of standing up for themselves and coming up with their own little offbeat humor, This is, we're going to do one from Robert Johnson. This was recorded in 1936. I think Robert stole this song from Son House. There's a Son House recording, I think it's called Preacher Blues, and all the lyrics and even the form of this song are embedded in that song. So, and he was an much older contemporary of Robert Johnson. But the fact is, most of the people remember Robert Johnson's version. Woke up this morning now, felt around for my shoe. You know I had them walking blues. Woke up this morning, felt around for my shoe. You know I had them mean old walking blues. I felt like blowing my old lonesome home. Woke up this morning while Bernice was gone. I felt like blowing my old lonesome home. Woke up this morning, you know all I had was gone. Got an Elgin movement from my head to a toe. Break down on Dollar Montana, where she goes. Just like my Elgin, head down to the toe. Break down on a dollar, most anywhere she goes. And it seemed like hours seem like days, since my baby she got that low down way. Women seem like hours seem like days. Wish my baby quit them evil ways. Leave here this morning after ride the blind. I've been mistreated and I don't mind dying. Leaving this morning after I'm blind. Been mistreated and I don't mind dying. Take one, Eddie. Woke up this morning now, look around for my shoes. You know I had them walking blues. Woke up this morning, felt around for my shoes. You know I had them mean old walking blues. You know I had them mean old walking blues. Walking blues. We're going to play probably my favorite song by Tampa Red. Tampa Red made his reputation doing hokum music and other fancy guitar music, actually. But hokum was they were all those little tongue-in-cheek double entendre songs, and there was a whole bunch of those for adults only kind of things, you know. But he was an impresario in Chicago, and he brought in a lot of guys from Louisiana, Mississippi, introduced them around, and got him started in the business. Muddy Waters was one of those. Big Bill Brunsey was another. Tampa and his wife had a boarding house there, and that was like the first stop when you were going there from the South and you're looking to try and establish yourself as a player. It didn't happen overnight. Muddy tried a couple of times before he finally hit. But in any case, she died about 1950, and when you read about it, it seems like Tampa was never quite the same after that. They were really a team, and this is the song he wrote to her, called "When Things Go Wrong." Let's see. I think I'm missing a cable. Where did I put it?
I only see the wound.
Here it is. I had the wrong one anyway. Do we have a lot of guitar players or any guitar players out there? This is something that's really handy when you're playing country blues. It's a drop D capo. Instead of having to, in order to get this bass note in and play in this position, it has to be open. The only way you can do that is they cut a little out of the capo and your string goes through there. Anyway, I'm playing this for guitar, so I'm playing this the key of E in D position. Come here, baby, put your hand in mine. Got something to tell you, baby, I hope you change your mind. When things go wrong, so wrong with you, it hurts me too. I want you, baby, won't you understand? I don't wanna be your boss, baby, just wanna be your man. When things go wrong, so wrong with you, it hurts me too. All right, Eddie. Back to me, baby, that's where you belong. When things go wrong, so wrong with you, it hurts me too. I love you, baby, you know it's true. I never mistreat you, darling, there's no one in the world like you. When things go wrong, so wrong with you, it hurts me. This way, man. Come here, baby, put your left hand in mine. I got something to tell you, baby, hope it'll change your mind. When things go wrong, so wrong with you, it hurts me too. When things go wrong, so wrong with you, these at the very end are more like love songs, less ironic than some of the others. Here's one that Little Walter recorded.
Jeff's giving us the signal.
Sorry?
Jeff's giving us the signal.
One more? Okay. Are we going by the same clock? Okay. So you want to do My Baby or I'm Just Your Fool?
Do Just Your Fool.
Okay. Okay, this is going to be a Little Walter tune that was actually recorded originally by Buddy Johnson in 1933. He was the guy who wrote and recorded Since I Fell for You. Anyone remember that song? Pop song by Lenny Welch. Beautiful tune. And anyway, this is a little more upbeat tune he did. We're going to do I'm Just Your Fool. This is called I'm Just Your Fool. I'm just your fool, can't help myself. I love you, baby, and no one else. Well, I ain't lying, no use in jiving. I'm just your fool. I'm just your fool. I must confess, I love you, baby. Take all your mess. Well, I ain't lying, no use in jiving. I'm just your fool. You must be trying to drive me crazy, treating me the way you do. Have mercy, baby, let me be happy too. Say you wanna leave with someone new, might buy me a shotgun, don't tell her what I'll do. Well, I ain't crazy, you are my baby, I'm just your fool. Try to drive me crazy, you're treating me the way you do. Well, have mercy, baby, let me be happy too. Say I'm gonna leave with someone new, might buy me a shotgun, but tell her what I'll do. And I ain't crazy, you are my baby, I'm just a fool.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all the time we have. We'd like to thank everybody who's took part in this. Mark Mackey and Jeff Gallery and the whole Marquette Area Blues Society bunch. Thank you so much. Of course, where is he? Is he still here? Marty Act, is he still here? There he is, okay. I'm always a great host, as a matter of fact, and all of you for coming. Thank you very much. We have some CDs right here if you're interested.